Today we're back in the Nice Guy subreddit and I'm kinda nervous about this. As it always is on here, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be an adventure. And with that being said, enjoy guys. If we're still talking by October 9th, you can be my +1. Gotta wear 6-inch heels and a skirt dress. Short skirt dress. Once you can walk around an amusement park in 6-inch heels and a short dress, then I absolutely will right after you. Fine, you can wear shoes and jeans, but you gotta wear a shirt showing under boob. Yeah, you're being kind of gross now, Chad. Lol, okay, now I know where your line is. I'm not sure why you'd think that's even remotely acceptable. A mistake was made, let's move on. Are you upset? For real? Just typical guy crap. Hey, I'm sorry, will you please not be mad? Hi. What kind of reaction or response were you even thinking you were gonna get? I didn't think that far ahead, really. It was a stupid message and I'm sorry. I even tried to let the first one slide. If you don't wish to talk anymore, I'll understand. I honestly did not mean to offend you. I'll leave you alone now. For what it's worth, I enjoyed talking horror films and movies and TV with you, and I really am sorry for my lapse in judgment and offending you. I'm curious, send this following portion of our conversation to a buddy of yours and see their reaction, and send me a screenshot of what they say. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. Why is that? Trust me, it won't go the way you might think it will. They would respond with nastier comments. I'm curious. Plus, it's too late. The friends that I still hang out with are asleep. I've apologized several times. Why would you want to put me on blast like that? I offended you. Now you intend to humiliate me to my friends? I think you crossed a more sinister line. You take care. Bye. I was trying to get a second opinion. And what would you gain from that? If you want a second opinion, then feel free to send it to your friends. Make me out to be a pervert if that's what you're hoping for. Alright, I'm over it. Bye. Good luck. And the reason I'm not going to send it to one of mine is because they'll say the most nasty things to you. And I don't want that to happen. Yeah, if you say so. Really? Just like that? You want to part ways that easy? I don't know how you turn this around on me. I'm not trying to turn anything around. I'm trying to get us over it. I honestly want to keep talking to you, but I'm not gonna beg anymore. Okay. Okay, what? Okay, take care. Seriously? Wow. It's obvious that you weren't that interested in me in the first place. My bad day ended with a worse night. Again, please stop turning this around on me. I just want to understand how it ended so easily. What I could have done to fix things. I'm not trying to make you feel worse, so I'm leaving it alone. Just a learning lesson for you. But why do we have to say bye? Because I don't want to date a guy that speaks like that to a 33-year-old woman, one that he's spoken with for 24 hours, and to top it off, he says that his friends are worse. I'm not that guy though. I made a mistake that'll never happen again, and my friends, they'll always have my back and they'll assume you're trying to humiliate me, and they'll go on the offensive. My friends are awesome, successful people, but I realize now there's nothing I can say that'll get you back. Quote unquote, they will say the nastiest things to you. That makes them bad people. I wasn't ever gonna send anything you said to any friends to make fun of you or whatever you said. I'm an adult. Yeah, and I'd never send to my friends because I know I'd get mad at them, and I would never want to put you through that, but I understand where you're coming from. I deleted my Hinge. It didn't work out for me. They sound awful. If I'm this bummed out after only messaging you over a span of 26 hours, then it's probably for the best that we didn't get a chance to get closer. At least you know now for the future. Alright. And my friends aren't awful, little girl. We all have master degrees with 6-figure jobs, and one is an MD. Not a simple flight attendant that's somehow on disability at 33. You need to change that princess attitude if you hope to find someone. My god, you're immature. Princess attitude because they want to be treated with some respect? Like, what are you talking about? Oh well, immature female, it's your loss anyway because I'm smart and rich and very insulting. Okay, here's the deal. Big message incoming. Okay, go for it. I hate this online dating crap. Literally have no patience for it. I'm an adult male looking for adult fun with an attractive lady. And yes, I find you quite good looking. I hope you find me too, considering you matched with me. Horizontal mumbo sounds awesome because it's been a long while for me, but once I have any sort of trouble with someone online, I immediately scrap them and move on. But something is telling me there's something different about you. If you want to write me off as some a-hole because I was trying to lighten the mood, oh my god, they're so aggressive. And get your guard down, fine. Then I'm an a-hole and I'm completely okay okay with that. My patient runs quite thin with this sort of deal. Yeah, obviously. And I admit it, it's a flaw, but I do find you unbelievably cute. Oh my god, they're so angry. I would absolutely love to bury my head, oh god, then climb on top of you after I've, oh god. And that's a promise, but it's not the only thing I'm after. There's a desire for more. I'm a big sook and I've been craving an intimate connection with someone. If I wanted to get my rocks off, I can do that on my own. There's tons of material on the internet for that. I'm inviting you in my apartment and my bed because I believe that there can be some breathtaking stuff there, and that's what I want. I know for a lot of women, the thought of just some hookup or fling isn't exactly appealing. My fellow man hasn't exactly set me up for success, but pursuing you for a little more than that. If you decide no and you don't want that, and you want someone to take you on a fancy date and make me wait until I can earn your approval, then that isn't really my thing. North American dating is absolutely vile and I hate it. I want someone to want me as much as I want them, not have to show my feathers and have her pick me out of the sea of thousands of men. Okay, I think I understand where you're coming from. I just want to make sure that I'm not misunderstanding. You just want to hook up and nothing else? No, the opposite. Okay, that's why I'm double checking. That makes more sense. Also, what do you mean by earn your approval? You never asked me on a date to begin with just to hook up. There's just this notion with dating that a woman gets to pick and choose the best suitor for a partner, sexually or otherwise. And I hate that. I guess I might have been lazy with my approach. What do you mean you hate that? You hate people choosing a partner that they're attracted to? I guess I might have been lazy with my approach, but there's just way too many things to try and perfect to appeal to someone. It just seems so superficial and fake in my mind. Yeah, because you've got an awful attitude about it and you're thinking about it the wrong way. Exactly. I'd have to take you out, behave super well, be a gentleman, pay for dinner, etc, etc, just to have horizontal mumbo with you. I think that's ridiculous that I have to do those things to earn the right to have the... Oh my god, what? You don't have the right to have the horizontal mumbo with me. It's my choice. And is it not the same way for me? Yeah, but that's not what you're saying. Yeah, like the top comment says, I'd have to take you out and behave super well. So just being a decent human? Yeah, 100%. Like, oh, I have to pretend to be nice and pretend to care about what you say? How bloody awful. Yeah, dare I say that's a really bad attitude? You know, it's not everything like what you wear. Like me, there's loads of stuff I like. The question is if it'll look good on me. I would still like to try them at least once before deciding if I don't like it on me. Oh, you can just imagine, mate. It's not everything you try, but okay. Well, I just like clothes, and I'm not judging what you like. Okay, yes I am, but nobody said you can't like clothes. I'm saying what you're talking about is freaking weird. I personally think this is already so negative. It's your white friends. What do you mean by that? I'm saying that these clothing choices are clearly being influenced by your relationship with people of Caucasian heritage. Do you want me to break it down even more? Oh my god. No, thank you for telling me. Don't say it like that, mate. Come on. Now you've got me looking like the bad guy. I'm just saying it looks weird. And check IRL, not online. Even if it's on sale online, try it in the store. I don't really like trousers that much though. That's why I like the skirts and dresses. Maybe I'll go to H&M, Bershka and Urban Outfitters. Yeah, but that crap makes you look younger. And then you're gonna complain that you get treated like a baby. Why are you so eager to stand out? There's nothing wrong with fitting in. This is so awful. It doesn't mean you lose your personality. If you stand out, most people won't mess with your clothing style until you find people that do. And then you're not standing out anymore. They're wearing stuff that they like. What's wrong with that? I want to look girly, but maybe that's not all to do with clothes. You're not even a girl, you're a literal adult. Looking girly would literally mean looking younger. No, I mean feminine. Sorry, wrong word. Yeah, man, stop being sad. Now I look bad. Are you joking? You look bad because of all the awful stuff you just said? Like, what even was their point? All of this was so unnecessary. Like, people can wear whatever they want to wear. End of conversation, you know? You can always find these desperate professionals in their late 30s on most dating apps. It's kind of sad because most of them miss out on good partners due to this incessant need to only focus on non-romantic pursuits, only to realize that they never had a reason for the career, home, car, etc. when it's too late to have a family. Yeah, 1,000,000% the top comment. I think this fantasy is more of a coping mechanism. You rejected me now, but we'll see who's crying in their 40s. That'll show her. Please tell me that'll show her. Is she hearing this, bro? I'm not crying, you're crying. Yeah, definitely. It's a maybe made-up situation about a made-up person to justify their attitude towards women. It's really not good. Nice guys finish last and this app proves it. Best lawyer in so-and-so. I'm better than you and you know it. Make smart choices. I'll be at my penthouse waiting for a response. Yeah, maybe people don't want somebody that says, I'm better than you and you know it. Like, you realize how off-putting this attitude is? I'm literally the best ever and I'm chilling in my penthouse. Okay, I've discovered my roommate is a nice guy. I've known my roommate since high school, but I've only really gotten to know him since we moved in together. He's always had trouble getting with girls or just dating in general, and now I know why. He's 100% a nice guy. He will literally do anything for a woman if she asks and won't deny them anything, because I'm sure he's afraid it'll ruin their chances of dating, but he's always came off as a creep because of it. He automatically wants to start dating a woman as soon as he lays eyes on her. It's honestly gross, and I hate how he talks about women, because he'll always point out their looks, usually boobs and butt and legs, and talks about what he'd do sexually to them. He claims that he's doing this because he wants to find love, but gets pissed when they don't do sexual stuff. Anyway, this is the most recent thing he's done. He's met this woman at work and they hit it off. They've been talking on the phone for hours, and this is the first time that he's prioritized something as important enough to leave the house, aside from work or food. They've literally only been talking for maybe 2 or 3 weeks and hung out a handful of times. He came back from hanging out with her and immediately started yelling about how she's playing games and that he's just gonna be a playboy if this doesn't work out. I asked what was wrong and he said they've been doing dating relationship stuff, cuddling, and that should automatically mean that they're in a relationship now. I asked if he talked to her about it to confirm it, and I crap you not, he said. Adults don't need to confirm it with each other. If they start doing couple things, they're automatically dating. Like, no, that's not how that works. I told him he should just be friends with benefits, but then he yelled at me about how he doesn't play like that, even though he just said that he's gonna be a playboy. He's mad because even though they're doing the cuddling stuff, she told him she isn't ready to be in a relationship, or at least a serious one, which is what my roommate wants, and he's saying that she's playing mind games. It actually sounds like they're being pretty straightforward. He then went on to yell about how he gives 2,000% to a woman and they can't even respect that. Funny thing is, she called him like 10 or so minutes later, and whatever it is that she asked for, he did not say no. He also believes in the alpha male role and that men are supposed to be a dominant force in a relationship. He's also explained in detail what kind of woman he wants, but then says that he just wants a woman to fall into his lap. He doesn't understand that he's pushing his view of his perfect woman onto whatever girl he's talking to at the time and insults her behind her back most of the time when she doesn't fit the criteria. Yeah, so in other words, they're getting in their own way. He wants a stereotypical housewife who will bend to his every need, must know how to cook and work out and eats healthy and doesn't argue, will do anything for him, be intelligent, won't get mad when he hangs with the boys and more. I can't even think about. If she doesn't fit to any of this, she's stupid and not worth his time. He also has serious anger issues, like did the TikTok destroy bathrooms before Vine was a thing, and can't handle a slightly heated conversation without just trying to force someone to drop it. He also tells everyone to tell him if he's doing something wrong, but can't take constructive criticism either. His main excuse for being single is because he thinks he's fat. He's 6 foot something and buff as hell. He can't get any skinnier without just looking weird because of the way that his body's built. He also works out for gains and not losing weight, so he'll always be 200 plus, but it's mostly just muscle. I literally don't know what to do. I feel like I should tell him that it's his damn attitude, but I already know that he'll flip out. He couldn't even handle a sarcastic joke without screaming at me and slamming the door to his room. He says he doesn't like violence, but will literally choose it first. Literally last night he stood outside our apartment with a BB pistol because our neighbor was having a football party and a neighbor's friend double parked and quote unquote started crap when he was asked to park correctly. Like, what the hell? That's not how you act, and I wouldn't want to date anyone who thinks that's okay. The stupid part is he genuinely does care about the people around him and he wants to help and be the best kind of friend he can be, but damn, he's still pretty young and doesn't get the dating game, but also doesn't want to take my or my husband's advice, even though we've been in a strong relationship for 10 years. What the hell would we know, right? When he finally finds a woman that'll put up with his BS, I know he'll treat her right, but that's a big hole that she'll have to fill. Not to mention the emotional issues that he's trying to work out. Yeah, what do you do in a situation like this? Like the top comment says, I don't think he will treat her right though. If he gets violent angry when anyone disagrees with him, how will he handle a relationship? Especially because he wants a stereotypical housewife who bends to his every need. If she doesn't fit that role, what then? If I were you, I'd watch out for any girlfriend he gets because he doesn't seem capable of a healthy relationship right now. Nice Guy decided that that we were dating without consulting me and never took no for an answer. About a year ago, I was a senior in high school at the time, and being in a small town, I was never really interested in the guys at my school, so I never got involved with anybody. I hadn't been with anyone since my toxic, abusive first boyfriend, who dumped me on our 2-year anniversary, which was 2 years ago at the time. So I was desperately craving some sort of connection with a guy, mostly because I didn't want my ex to be the only guy I'd ever been with. So long story short, I get a friend request from a guy on Facebook who I'd never met in person, and he went to a different high school than me, but he was kind of cute, so I accepted it, and he DM'd me and we started talking. It was a red flag when one of the first things he said to me was how he's so in love with his ex-girlfriend and she broke his heart, and how he just wants to die because of it, but I'm a nice person, so I talked him through it. I was already noticing a pattern. He would just vent to me in an overdramatic way about everything and throw himself a pity party all the time, and our conversations were always negativity and always about him. We'd been talking for only 2 days at this point, and he wanted to FaceTime. I don't usually like to video chat with people, but I did because I genuinely felt bad for him. So we talked for a bit. It's kind of awkward, but I finally convinced him to let me get off the phone. He would always argue with me when I wanted to get off the phone, and I always had to have a good reason. And then he texts me and says, "Hey, would you consider us dating?" And I said yes, because I thought he meant would I ever consider the possibility of us dating in the future, but apparently what he meant was, do I already consider us boyfriend and girlfriend right now? I realized my mistake as soon as the "I love you" started raining in. I just got myself into a relationship without realizing it. Keep in mind, we hadn't even met in person yet, so we went on our first date and it was pretty awkward, no spark. He was telling me he's in love with me. This was the first time we'd ever met in person, and I was so uncomfortable, so I wouldn't say anything in response. And then he'd call me out on it and say, "Why are you ignoring me?" What do you mean, dude? You don't know each other. We got through the rest of the miserably awkward date, and then we were in my driveway when he dropped me off at home. I was planning to get out of this relationship as soon as I got out of the car. I was going to send him a text and let him down easy, but before I got out of the car, he put me on a group call with his friends. Oh god. I guess he'd already told his friends about me, and one of his friends said, "If you break his heart, I'll end you." And obviously he was joking, but that made me second guess myself and feel guilty, so I didn't break up with the nice guy. I decided to try and give it a chance. Things progressed and didn't get any better. He would constantly be spamming me with messages and begging me to FaceTime, even though I explained to him I just don't like to FaceTime. He would say that it's required for a healthy relationship, so I'd pry myself away from my family and lock myself in my room for hours on end to talk to someone I didn't even like because I didn't know how to say no. And then he keeps pushing more boundaries. There was time about a week into it where he literally came to my house in the middle of the night. He'd called me and said that he was driving around my neighborhood. I told him not to come to my house because I'm not dressed and I don't want to see anyone this late. Of course, he ignored my wishes and did it anyway. He called me and said he was in my driveway and that his friend was in the car with him, also on the call. I was pissed off, so I said I'm not going outside. I told him not to come over and he did it anyway, so it wasn't my responsibility to go outside and talk to him. And his friend chimed in and said, "Come on, is it really that difficult for you to just walk 10 feet out the door? Whoa, stay out of this. Come on, he came all the way to see you." I still refused to go outside and they finally left. There was another time I was at the mall with my best friend. I told Nice Guy that I was going to the mall that day. Big mistake, because he went to the mall too, found me and my friend, and followed us around the whole time. I was forced to introduce him to her as my boyfriend, and she saw the red flags before I did. She told me right away that she got creepy vibes from him, but I didn't listen. I was just trying to have some quality time with my best friend, and Nice Guy couldn't respect my privacy enough to let me have that, so this relationship went on for barely a month. During the span of that time, he tried to pressure me into moving in with him instead of getting a dorm when I go to college, and he was already talking about marriage and babies. We'd only met less than a month ago. I still tried to ignore my instincts and I tried to give him a chance, but it got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. The clinginess, the refusal to respect my privacy and my decisions, and also it doesn't sound like you're even into them a little bit, like it's obviously not going anywhere. So I broke up with him, and of course he threw a fit and accused me of being just as evil as his ex-girlfriend was, but I was so relieved to be done with him. Unfortunately, I was not done with him yet, because every few days he'd come back and start messaging me again about his problems, telling me about how sad and depressed and lonely he is, and how much he's still in love with me. I eventually told him bluntly but respectfully that I can't be his therapist anymore, and then he threw another hissy fit. I talked to another girl in my econ class about it, because I knew she'd also dated him briefly before, and she said that he did the same things to her, telling her that he wanted to marry her after like a week. She said she also got out ASAP because he was way too much. This dude seriously does not know what love is, and he has a lot to learn. He still doesn't leave me alone. About 6 months ago, I was talking to a new nice guy, and nice guy actually messaged him saying, "Don't date her, she'll only use you for horizontal mumbo and then leave." Even though we literally only had the horizontal mumbo twice while we were dating, and it was absolutely awful, he still messages me now and then, even though I've been in a serious relationship for the past 5 months with someone that I truly love. Oh, well, that's nice at least. But I don't open his messages anymore. He still keeps sending them though. It's always a series of insults, calling me a heartless biatch for ignoring him, and then sending more messages a few days later saying, "Hey, what's up?" like nothing is wrong, and saying that he's still in love with me. I still haven't opened one of his messages in months, but he still keeps sending them. Wow, that's so bad. They said they were in love with you the first time they saw you in person, and wonders why you don't immediately love them. Like, bro, you don't even know each other yet. Yeah, I feel like it's wholesome memes time, guys. That's enough nice guys for one day. The happiest of all otters. Oh, that's so adorable. How were they that cute? Bro, my sister 6 is so cute. She literally asked me if I needed any help with my homework. So I said, yeah, and I scribbled down things like 3 + 7. And she deadass drew apples and stuff and helped me. Bro, I love her so damn much. I don't want her to grow up. Oh, that's so awesome. So how many apples do we have in total? That's so adorable. Me wakes up in the middle of the night. Please don't be 6 a.m. Clock 2:30 a.m. Me, hell yeah, I get to keep sleeping. Yeah, and a similar one to this is when you've slept in, but you don't exactly know how long you've slept in, and you really don't want to sleep in too late, and you're like, please don't be 10 or 11 in the morning, and you check the time all scared. And once again, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time, and if you did, you know what to do. Make sure you like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. And the comment of the day once again goes to C.L. Hinton. What a ride, man. These longer Vincey reads are really paying off. I was on the edge of my seat, and I'd already read most of the first one. Thank you for the support. That means so much to me. And yeah, the longer episodes are so fun. As I'm sure you guys know, I made like 10 or 15 minute episodes forever, and I didn't realize how much of a difference it'd make making the videos at least 20 minutes. I feel like it makes them so much more enjoyable. And also, like, a third of the video isn't wholesome memes like before. Yeah, it's so awesome, and I'm so glad you're enjoying, guys. Let's do it again tomorrow, shall we? And as always, make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!